Hi guys, I hope you are fine and everything is okay at your end. So let's talk a different thing today. Uh, we can start from a research conducted by Harvard social psychologist Alan Langer, who studied various patterns of human behavior. And he said that when we ask someone to do us a favor, uh, we'll be more successful if we provide reason. For example, when a person standing in a queue asks other persons, quote, "Excuse me, I have 5 pages. May I use the Xerox machine because I am in a rush," unquote. There was more than 50% chance of people standing in queue to comply to this request. Another example he gave was of a jewelry store. So there was a jewelry store in some area and it was not selling much things. So they decided to put a discount of 50% on all the products in the store. Interestingly, the worker who was supposed to write one by two on all the items, he mistakenly wrote two. That means he doubled the price of all items. However, what happened next was truly remarkable. The sales increased. People bought items from the jewelry store on double the price. So, this happened because people translated this whole scenario as expensive is equal to good. Mean, we human translate expensive items as good items. Next, I would like to discuss a very important psychological principle, and that is the contrast principle, which is deeply rooted in human psychology. An explanation of this principle is the fact that we tend to rate our lovers lower because the popular media is bombarding us with unrealistically attractive models. You see, there are beautiful women out there showing their bikini body and you know whatnot. Another example which I would like to quote here is the clothing store example. For example, a person enters a clothing shop and he sees a sweater with a $95 tag on it, price tag on it. So he'll be hesitant to spend $95 on just a sweater. However, if that man spends around $300 on a suit, then spending additional $95, it is peanuts for him. So, next, I would like to discuss the reciprocation principle, a very important psychological principle. And it basically means that if someone gives us a gift, then we'll be more obliged to him in future. And most of the times, human try to return the favor in a variety of ways. You may notice how a strong critic of some legislation will eventually vote in favor of the legislation. This is because humans try their best to return the favor, and this is an important principle, and it has very adverse consequences. So this is the reason that in most cases in corporate sector it is prohibited to receive gifts or even dinners from vendors or other such people, because if some employee receives some gift, then he or she will be he'll be eventually be indebted and will return the favor by going in the direction which may not be favorable for the company. So this reciprocity can be very dangerous in business environments, and we should be able to say no to such things. This brings us to another important principle of commitment and consistency. And there was a research by Canadian psychologists which revealed that we are much more confident of a horse winning in a race after we place a bet on it. Another example which I would like to mention here is the wait and see example, which is a very remarkable example, and it is very common in the society. So we all know a friend in our social circle who is going on and on in a bad relationship, and she is not able to leave the person because she always come with the justification of wait and see. Means she is hoping for him to be on track, to be a nice guy, but this does not happen. And this example is the perfect illustration of commitment and consistency principle, and one should avoid it at all costs. And another example of this commitment and consistency principle, which I would like to discuss here, is the toy store example. You see, they undersupply the stores with certain toys they have gotten the parents to promise. Now, parents buy other toys for their children at all costs because they don't want to break promise with their children. So they are tied in a never-ending cycle for years. This brings us to another important psychological principle of liking, a very important principle. And the perfect example which sets here is the Tupperware parties. So we all know what Tupperware is, and anybody familiar with Tupperware will arrange a party and invites his close friends. So during the party, Tupperware is arranged on table, and one or two friends buy some products at the very beginning. And seeing this social proof and commitment, other guests also start buying despite knowing that they don't actually need that product. At last, I would like to discuss the principle of authority. And it basically means that we are less likely to question the person who is in authority. And there are many things that establish authority, including position of power, social hierarchy, clothes, etc. And the Stanford prison experiment, which was conducted long ago, perfectly sets an example for this authority principle. And last but not the least, I would like to mention the Persian messenger syndrome. So the story goes like this, that the Persians used to kill most of the messengers who brought truthful bad news. That's right. They killed those messengers. So you have got your answer today, that why most of the weather newscasters are beautiful women, not ugly men. And last but not the least, I would like to ask you people that do you also dislike messengers who brought truthful bad news in your life? Let me know. And also, it is worth mentioning here that I got this information by a very popular book by Robert Cialdini, Influence, and it has been repeatedly discussed in essays and in speeches by the late great Charlie Munger. So, till we meet again, bye.